I said, I didn't feel anything. Yeah, we're good. Oh, we're live
All
now, so I
right.
guess I shouldn't
We
talk
are
about it anymore.
live.
Is
Oh,
is
that's
is no
fine.
no Devin?
No, Devin could not make it, so I am running all the controls. Scary thought. But like I
Yeah.
told Mark and Ryder, we are still flying half a ship.
I
Yep.
lost my
Ooh.
window. Okay, there we are. Oh, okay.
We good?
Hopefully I
Sweet.
sound wonderful.
You sound great, Mark. You look even better.
You can't sound any worse than me, Mark. So you're okay. There's your line to reach. You know, so your level. You're good. You're good.
The bar is low.
Yes.
I feel like I'm very far away, and I am because I have the computer perched on a dresser and the microphone next to it, and I'm sitting in the most comfortable chair I could find, but I can only get so close. So
Yeah. Come on, Mark. This is not social distancing. We're on camera. It's not like we're next to each other. Sheesh. Sweet.
So this is where the fun begins.
Yes. Let's
All right, so-
let's get started here.
Is anyone else getting extra feedback? Because I'm hearing you guys all on delay.
No, everybody's coming through loud and clear and normal for me.
Good for me.
Yeah, I'm getting something. So hang on one second, guys. Let me see if I can fix my mic.
Mark didn't answer there, so he must be delayed like a minute and a half. So
No, you guys got it. Oh, okay. Hang on. All right, my microphone defaulted back to the wrong thing. So,
oh dear.
is that good?
Yeah.
What about
Are we still delayed, Becca? Are we? Yeah, I hear you, Mark. We're good.
Okay. The only thing I can think of is if you happen to have like YouTube open to show the stream, it delays it like a little bit. So already we have a hand wave from Fetmatic.
Oh, Becca, we can't hear you now.
You're muted, Becca.
Oh, she's muted. I can see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because one thing I've noticed is if you have the YouTube link open,
Gotcha.
It
All
will.
right, this is going to be a problem because I'm getting all you guys talking to me later.
What about going without headphones?
All right, hang on. Hang on. You know what I think it is?
What's
All
that?
right, how's this? Oh,
We
that's
hear
so
you.
much better.
We hear you fine. Everything's good on our end.
You know what I did? Again, like I said, this is my new time. It was my first time doing all this tech stuff. I had the YouTube playing at the same time I was doing this.
Yeah, Mark called it. Mark called it.
yeah,
So,
I
okay.
did that on accident before. So
All
there
right,
you go.
now
And
I figured out. I feel better. Woo!
I'm not
Okay,
in
cool.
YouTube. I'm in the StreamYard, so I don't know if I'll see the chat. I guess I will because it still has the chat feature, but I think
I
that's
can
for us.
see
Yeah.
it,
So
I
yep.
can see comments from
Okay.
other people that are listening. The only thing I can't keep track of is how many viewers we have, I think.
I think we have just one at the moment. Can you guys hear me? All right, cool.
Yep.
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 All right.
All right. So, as always, everybody, welcome to Behind the Podcast. The Pitiful Little Band Network is all here, minus Dev. Unfortunately, she had some family plans that she needs to attend to. So it is just us. But like I said earlier, off air, we are still flying half a ship. Well, a little more than half a ship. But hey, it's all good. So before we get going, I want to do some chit chat. I'm going to skip around here in some news and mentions. And I want to give Idiots Array the proper exposure and congratulatory that it deserves. So you guys are going next weekend to FanX, right? In Salt Lake?
Yes.
Right.
All right. And you guys have four Star Wars panels.
We are
Yeah.
doing 4 panels.
Tell everybody. I want to know. This is exciting stuff.
Well, and
The
it's
ins and
and
outs.
props to FanX. I mean, we were emailing Blake, who's kind of involved in this. I emailed him the other day. I was like, "Man, you accommodate us. We appreciate you." He's been really good to us. How many years is this now, Ryder? This is like our third or fourth.
Third or fourth. Yeah.
Yeah.
but
I mean, they've accommodated us. I think this is the most panels we've had at one time, though.
Yeah, and I put out an Idiots Array quick deal about an hour ago to kind of go over some of the details. But yeah, So we got 4 panels, and I think this is the most we've ever had. And I'm excited about it. I'm so excited about some of the topics we got, and I'm just excited that so many got approved that we had submitted. So we have. Do you want me to go through some of the details of them here?
Yes,
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So it's FanX is the 16th to the 18th of September. Our first panel is going to be about Ahsoka. It's Ahsoka Tano, the purest example of the Jedi? ? It's going to be at 4:00 on Thursday, and then on Thursday night we have one that's going to be about the Mandalorian called "I Can Bring You In Warm or I Can Bring You In Cold: A Look Back and Ahead at Star Wars: The Mandalorian." So that'll be Thursday night at 8:00. So those two will both be with Alan and I moderating, and we will have other people panelists joining us. And then on Friday, it's just going to be Alan and I at 1:00, and the panel is called "From a Galaxy Far, Far Away to Disney Plus: The Upcoming Star Wars Series." So we're going to try to cover every new Star Wars series, which is going to be tough because not all of them have a lot of details.
Right.
But we're going to make our best guesses on some things and just have fun talking about it. Alan and I, in the past, have basically been the only two on the panel, and so this will be kind of like how we used to do it, just the two of us.
Yep.
And then on Saturday, this is the one I'm super excited about because it was kind of a surprise. I had submitted this last year, and it's going to be the Empire Strikes Back, the 40th anniversary panel. It's going to be at 6:00 on Saturday night. So that'll be Alan and I, and then a few other people discussing the Empire Strikes Back. So
and I think
this is one we hoped to do last year, but didn't happen.
And I think the two that we are doing, just you and I, we're going to try and do live, and that should be some stuff we'll drop on the podcast line, right?
Yeah, well, we only have one. Only one.
Oh,
is
just the one. Yeah,
the other three are with other people. But yeah, I would plan on recording all of them. But for sure, the one with just the two of us, I think I can get your consent to put that out.
I don't know. I have to think about that. But no, and this will be really good. Just to give you an idea, in the past years, we've had a good time. They have different rooms. We had one room where they were, I think it's 150 seats. We packed it, standing room and stuff in the back. Yeah. There was another one. Didn't we have a room bigger than that? We ended up with one that was like 200 seats, and they packed that one too.
When we did it was the Rise of Skywalker panel, like before the Rise of Skywalker came out. Yeah, we had one of the bigger rooms there, and that's going to be the same room, I believe, that let's see. I can't remember which one is going to be in that room. I think it's going to be where the Ahsoka Tano panel is. Yeah. And it's going to be exciting because Ashley Eckstein is going to be at FanX. She's one of the celebrities there. So
if she decides to drop in for a pleasant visit, I'm not going to turn her down. I would love it, but I'm not counting on it. But I mean, and what I was going to say is the times that we've been there, I think one of my favorite panels, we've had a lot of great panels, but I think one of my favorite panels were where Ryder and I moderated with John Jackson Miller, and we talked the Obi-Wan novel, which was really, really good. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah, and hopefully Mark might be available. If we can pull him in on a remote, maybe do the one that's just the two of us, or maybe somehow Mark, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I don't know how well your internet will work there.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. We'll have to see.
The only thing I would say is that might be a problem on your end.
Yeah.
So many people are using Wi-Fi when they're at events like that. So
they are. But at panels, they should be really paying attention to what's going on in front of them, not, But
agreed.
then again, they might be tweeting it out. Hey, I'm at this panel. Come and see me at this room and this blah, blah, blah. So, either way. But segueing, because you said John Jackson Miller and Kenobi, I have to do this, Mark, and I'm sorry. But the pictures are up of Florida SuperCon. Okay, Hayden's there. He's doing, pictures, autographs. They got the plexiglass photo booth going on, keeping him safe. Lots of, the handheld hearts side by side going on. And yes, Hayden looks wonderful.
Nice.
Sorry, Mark.
Yeah. I mean, I know I'll never be as good looking as him. And that's okay.
That's all right.
The best part about it is he looks really enthusiastic to be there, and I'm glad because
his eyes are just like popping. Because of course he's wearing a mask, so you really have to go by what's on the eyes and the eyebrows, right? And he's got this flicker. Just he's so excited. Someone handed him a helmet to sign, and he was just the eyes were just popping. He was all excited. So.
Yep.
Yeah, and his hair is blonder than normal. They got the curls really going, so I'm sure that has something to do with filming.
Yeah, he's got the Obi-Wan Kenobi stunt team hat thing going on. So
Yep. I
little bit
want to
of
know
a
how we
tease.
get those. So you guys, when you're there, if you see anybody, snag those. Sorry.
We'll talk to our connections. I mean, we're so big time now.
Well, yeah, you guys are going to make the local newspaper, right? Local boys make good.
That would be
That's
pretty
on
darn
stage.
cool, by the way.
That would be
Oh.
great. Maybe if one of us writes that article, sure. That's probably the only way we would get in the.
Oh wait, we
paper,
have
but
to do
I don't-
that? Oh, that's
Well,
not happening. Yeah, it's nice,
yeah.
Yeah.
We just show up and talk about Star Wars.
I haven't written articles. Let's see. The last one I wrote was for the Quills conference, the writing conference here. But beyond that, I haven't done one in so long. It might not come out too good. So that's not happening.
Well,
No.
Mark's an excellent writer. He should be doing that stuff and entering you guys in there.
This
Come
is
on, Mark.
true. This is true.
Yeah, give me some prompts. Give me some ideas. I'll do it.
Just put him on the spot like that.
Yeah. And if they ever ask me to read anything live, I'll read it as, the famous entertainer Fred Wynn. Well, gee, folks, I'm going to read a book for you.
There you go. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mark and I, Tark and Step Shelf, we were invited from, I think, by Pete from Around the Galaxy and his little group there, his little network. They're doing a Make-A-Wish event in November, early November. November 6th is the date, and we got asked to partake. So we're going to join that little event. So we're not sure exactly what we're going to do, wink, wink, because we can't say right now. We're going to
What?
do. But it's going to be exciting. Right, Mark?
Definitely, yes. If
Can
I
we
say
give any
anything
hints?
more, it'll give away too much.
If you say anything more, you'd have to kill us.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Or I think
All right.
we might lose some of our contacts if I say anything. If anyone's listening. I don't know. But anyway, so that look forward to some tweets and information on that as time gets closer. And it's funny because it's already September 12th, which is only 10 days away from one of our main topics that we're going to be talking about today, and that is the air and the debut of Star Wars Visions. OMG. So there's always a bit of truth in legends, right? So I wrote this little thing out, with the recent release of Life Day Treasury, which if you don't know, that's a book put together by Kevin Scott and George Mann, again, following folklore in a galaxy far, far away, but for the holiday season, all based on Life Day.
Really good. It's really good. Yeah.
So with that being said, with the recent release of that, we got Star Wars Visions, Ronin novelization on the horizon. I think it's safe to say that Star Wars is ready to take the plunge into, quote unquote, an alternate universe type of storytelling by adapting and expanding folklore in a galaxy far, far away. I think this is their way of doing that so-called alternate timeline. And I've been really thinking about this a lot because think about it. Del Rey just re-released certain Legends books, correct?
Yeah.
One of them happens to be Heir to the Jedi, which has Mount Tannis? Am I saying that right? So now that is again canon, thanks to the Bad Batch. So it just rings true that all those years ago in Rebels, when Ahsoka said there's always a bit of truth in Legends, I think they had a plan.
Yeah.
Scary. They had a plan. Star Wars, they had a
plan.
I love it when a
like
plan comes together.
It's not like they haven't already been farming things from the series, from the books to put in, whether it be the animated series or the movies anyway, right? I mean, the idea of cloning Palpatine was all sorts of cloning done by Thrawn back in the original Thrawn trilogy, right? I mean, this stuff, it's not like they're not pulling these things out of it already anyway.
Yeah, and I've enjoyed these books by George Mann. Was Myths and Fables, was that written by George Mann too? Yeah.
Yeah. So far he's done all of them.
And this one was with Kevin Scott, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and I like these stories. I mean, it's kind of like they come across to me as bedtime stories that parents might tell their kids. I mean, we're telling our kids these stories all the time. I don't know if it's about like Paul Bunyan or Bigfoot or the Red Baron or something like that. I mean, there's a little bit of truth mixed with a little bit of storytelling that makes things just more exciting. And so why wouldn't this stuff go on in Star Wars? Why wouldn't there be these stories? And Rey opened this up as an option when she said in The Force Awakens that she always thought Luke Skywalker was a myth. It was just a story people told. And so, yeah, I'm not sure that I would want like an alternate timeline, like a Loki type thing or something like that. Sure. But I would like, folklore. I mean, who knows how long this galaxy's been around. So there's bound to be tons of stories that have been told over the ages, and they've gotten mixed up a little bit and, exaggerated and mistold and things like that. So it makes it kind of exciting. You don't know what's real and what's not, but it's kind of fun to speculate a little bit.
What you mean you don't want a Star Wars with zombies like the recent episode of What If? I mean, come on.
I don't. I don't. I want Palpatine to be the closest thing to a zombie we get in Star Wars, and that's it. Yeah.
See, I don't know how many of you. I don't know how many of you guys have seen the recent What If zombies, right? Mark, I know you have. And you guys,
it's one of those things where, like, as soon as I saw it was zombies, I'm like, I know exactly what they're going to do with this. And I'm tired of zombies. Like, there was you've heard of The Expanse. Like, it's a TV show on Amazon Prime. It's based on a book series.
Yeah.
And there was a part of the first book where it seemed like it was going to be about zombies, and I just stopped reading it. And later I went back to it and found out, that's not exactly what it was.
Hater.
But I just, like, The Walking Dead got so popular, and then, like, it got to a point where I didn't enjoy it in the third season. I'm just like, I'm done with this. But then, like, all these zombie things, like, it just got to be overused for me. So, yeah, I watched, like, 20 minutes of it, and I almost didn't finish it, but I'm just like, I will, because what else am I going to do? That said, I would really love an actual Star Wars What If series.
Absolutely.
Like, I know that some people are like, oh, don't get these haters anything else. It's like, the haters are going to hate no matter what. Yep. I mean, so right now, I tweeted yesterday after watching The Last Jedi.
Here we go. Sorry.
Like, by the way, first time my kids saw it, they loved it. They were blown away. But I tweeted out, just watched The Last Jedi again, and it's truly incredible. And right now it's at like 765 likes, but like the comments and retweets on this thing, like, people came out of the woodwork to hate what I said about enjoying a movie. And I didn't even say, and all you haters are wrong. Like, I didn't say anything like that. And yet they're coming out of the woodwork. It's like, so those people, they're going to continue hating Star Wars anyway. They're going to seek out anybody that posts about it just to hate on it. So the What If for me would be enjoyable, because, like, there's so many different ways you could take. Like, what if Anakin beat Obi-Wan, or, what if Mace Windu survived, or whatever, like I think that these are interesting stories that, we talk about these sort of things all the time, and we like to speculate, like, what would have happened if this happened. Like, we are aware, like, these are the 9 movies that are the Star Wars saga. That's what it is. Like, we have accepted that is the canon, and, but there's room to play. And I think that these, like, myths and fables books have been really good for that, because it gives you something that's like, it's not necessarily canon, but who cares? It's fun. It's interesting storytelling. Right. Oh, yeah. And this Life Day Treasury especially, it's very heartwarming, because it's like, like, even the one that seemed like, even if the one that didn't seem like it was going to be, it was like, in the end, it was in the like, end,
but it will,
So it's good. I recommend it.
Hey. Well, I have to go back to your tweet though, Mark. I mean, it was implied. You did say The Last Jedi, and that just brings it all out. You just can't say that. Shorten it, TLJ. But I did find it funny, because I don't think said person or said persons that were saying that ever read Revenge of the Sith novelization. Because if you open it up, the first few lines by Matthew Stover, he says, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. This story happened a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It is already over. Nothing can be done to change it.
Yeah.
This is your story. So, I mean, it's just, we've said this before. You know, we're not the ones writing it. We're going to get what we're going to get. Mark is the biggest advocate for just go in with no expectations. Try to clear your mind, you know, which is something we haven't, I mean, we have heard like constantly with
Right.
Yoda, you know, clear your mind, you know, you will not ask any more questions, this and that. You just kind of find peace and calm and just enjoy the story. Because really, if you think about it, because we're sitting here talking about folklore in a galaxy far, far away. The galaxy far, far away is folklore. It's not real. It's just fiction.
Right.
So it's fiction within fiction. So I think it's kind of cool because this really does give them that opportunity to explore, even with Star Wars Visions, which I think is awesome because I think it was Emma, the actual author who's doing Ronin. Someone asked her about where this is gonna, you know, where it stands within the timeline of canon, and she goes, "Well, it's folklore.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of constitutes with these are stories that are being, you know, told in that galaxy far, far away." So I love this because Mark and I are getting introduced to Ronin and B5, which is our astromech droid with the hat that we see in the poster. And it made me think to myself, because I know how Mark really loves his droids and he wants a full droid film, just droids.
Yeah, only droids.
Wouldn't it
Yeah.
be cool to know if Chopper has been telling stories to other droids about B5? You know, like droids have
Exactly.
feels too, right? You know,
Exactly. Yes.
I think this would be really a cool thing. And Emma actually liked that, by the way, the thought of Chopper telling stories about B5.
Wah,
So-
wah, 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 wah.
Well, in fact, I was going to throw out do what if, and let's have the narrator be C-3PO using the, you know, because he was good at
Oh.
telling stories to the Ewoks, so he might as well be
Perfect.
the storyteller in What If, right, Mark? I
I
mean,
love it.
wouldn't that
Luch
that would be
Vader.
So seriously though, thinking of Star Wars Visions, we're down to 10 days. I mean, less than that
Yep.
now, like if you think about it, you know.
Yep.
Any thoughts? Like, what are we thinking? I mean, I know we're probably all excited, but any thoughts, concerns?
Man,
No
Um,
concerns.
I'm just looking forward to it. Now, I heard that they're dropping all the episodes day of.
Really?
So-
There's what?
What
There's
is
what,
that?
9 or 10? I thought, right? Isn't there 9 or 10 episodes
I
that I
think
hear?
it's 9.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
nine.
no,
I think it was
Okay.
9.
I'm thinking that these are going to be like on the shorter end, like probably 10 to 15 minutes. Like I don't think we've seen anywhere runtime on any of this, but my guess is if they're dropping it all on the same day, it's going to be like short films, like really short.
So
That's what I
If-
expected too. Yeah.
if there's one thing I could ask, I'm not expecting anything bad at all. I'm excited about this. And we talked about this on It Easter. If there's one thing I can ask for, they need to drop Japanese subtitles at the same time to the Americans. I want them both.
I
and I
thought
will
that
watch
was
them.
They are.
They are doing
Yeah,
that.
so you should be
They're
able to
doing
watch
both.
Good,
either
because
language.
I want to watch them both. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
was watching Forcecast a couple weeks back, and Ryan was talking. He kind of went over each episode, talking about who is going to be voicing these characters too. I'm thrilled about some of the voice cast, and I can't remember who he mentioned. There's quite a few good people that are going to be voicing these characters too, so it's going to be fun.
Mhm.
It's going to be a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of fun.
Well, and
Big
there's
cast.
for each category, you know, for the Japanese, they actually are using anime voice actors and actresses
Yeah.
for that part. And then for the English dubs, there's obviously people that we know very, very well from just other animated stuff. But if you're not a big anime follower, you probably wouldn't know the names or recognize them. Now, two of my daughters, well, I only got two, but both of my girls are very much into anime. So they know these people, like, oh, Mom, this is really great. I'm like, well, that's good because I don't do.
You talking on the Japanese side?
Yes.
Okay.
So, not to mention, I'm horrible with pronunciations. I won't even attempt.
Well,
I
and
do not want to insult anybody. So,
and if I remember correctly, on the English side, a lot of these actors, actresses are actually Asian that are going to be doing it as well. I'm trying to
Okay.
remember. I don't see. While we're talking, I can totally bring up IMDb because it'll mention it, but
Yeah.
I can't remember who all is going to be doing this in the English version. But I heard names that I knew. I know Lucy Liu, I think, was one of them.
Play the Jeopardy music now.
Let's see. Let's see if it shows me. Yes, you've got Allison Brie. So she'll be doing it. Let's see. Who are some of these guys? I don't recognize them by picture. Andrew Kishno. Let's see. Let me see if I can come up with some names. So Allison Brie, you guys know who that is, right? Trying to think of what she's been in, but I know that name. I know her. Greg Chun. Oh gosh, Jordan Fisher. You know Jordan. I know Jordan. Jordan's one of my kids. They love him. He's a performer. He's been in some really good shows.
And we lost Alan.
Oh, Alan.
So,
oh no.
Yeah.
Well, when he comes back, I'll add him.
But this the Visions trailer is out, and it looks awesome. I'm really, or sorry, yeah, the Visions. Yeah, I am really excited about this, and yeah, I kind of agree with Mark. I think it's going to be kind of a shorter episode type of thing, not like the micro series of the Clone Wars, but yeah, 10 to 15 minutes.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, where did I drop off?
Like an hour ago.
Jordan Fisher.
Oh yeah, probably. You guys heard Joseph Gordon-Levitt, right? He's going to be in there. David Harbour, you guys remember him from a recent Marvel film and from
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So a lot of characters in this show that I was looking at just now, but yeah, I am thrilled about this series. Completely.
The art looks spectacular.
The animation's awesome.
Yes, it does. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes, it does.
I'm really looking forward to the black and white one. So yeah, it's gonna be great.
I think if we could have gotten inside of George's mind back in the day, the 70s, I think, especially with the black and white, I think that's what he was shooting for. Seriously, I think this is what he really had thought of in the beginning, but just, to get that from his head and out onto the screen, especially in those days, it was just not possible. And I mean, I just think it's great to see how they explore new avenues now with Star Wars. I mean, again, I always tell myself, well, I can't really get upset over anything because there was a point where I thought we were done. We had 6 films.
Yep.
That was it. The holiday special that no one talked about.
Needs to come back, by the way.
You can watch it all on YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, go to YouTube.
You can. I mean, other than the animation stuff, I think it's extremely painful. I think but that's my opinion. Dan is here. Dan's here. Hello.
Hello, Dan.
This is Doubtfire.
So I was
going to and starts giving dental advice. Come on, Dan.
You were talking about all the great things about you were going to mention all the things about Visions. You're talking about things you're like, I'm just in it for the anime lens flares. That's all. I'm in it for those. Those are always great, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's exciting. I just love the fact that they're going this route. I really do. It gives us an opportunity to explore things that, don't have to really fit anywhere. This is great. I mean, and if you think about it, let's go to like Alphabet Squadron, that series, you get characters in there, telling stories about like Jyn Erso and things like that. So to say that there's not these types of myth and like you said, with, Rey saying, "Oh, I thought Luke Skywalker was just a myth." I mean, it makes sense because what culture doesn't have folklore, right?
Right.
Think about it. People sat around the campfire. They told stories, whether they be, ghost stories or whatnot. This is it. I think this is a great opportunity to bring more stories into it. I mean, come on, there's got to be a great story. Some sort of folklore myth about like Enfys Nest and how that all came to be. Like things like there's so many different avenues here. You're opening up a whole new path. And I think it's exciting. And it's about time.
Well, and there's like 1 million planets in the Star Wars galaxy. So, on planet Earth, we can't even keep our stories straight sometimes. So,
yeah.
And I'm thinking like, Han Solo, he did the Kessel Run in like, what was it, 12 and a half parsecs, but he rounded down to 12. I mean, even the guy that experienced it isn't giving the right information. So a lot of these myths and fables are going to be kind of exciting to read.
Am I turning red? I had to do it. Sorry. I am just getting to learn all this stuff.
Yeah, we highlighted a comment and it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. So no, Ryder, you mentioned something, and I'm still catching up. You got you three, but especially Becca, you and Mark. I'm just catching up on the novels. I've been way behind, and Ryder, you talked about the millions of planets. I mean, in the books already, I'm 2 books in on the new or the High Republic.
Yeah.
Like
Awesome.
I've read Coruscant mentioned once, and
Yeah.
everything else is planets I have never heard of before.
Yep.
And I'm
Yeah.
going, really? This is crazy. Where have these all been? Like, are they mid-rim planets? Are they outer rim out there in the middle of nowhere? I mean, where are these planets? Because we never saw them anywhere else. It's kind of crazy.
Dan Z should probably write a book about it, I think.
Yeah, no kidding.
Some kind of a
He's
reference
probably
book.
already in the
We're gonna-
works.
oh,
on
yeah,
this
yeah.
thing.
I ask one thing, that he includes that the Millennium Falcon is a sentient
Oh
individual.
no. Oh no.
You want him to bury
This
us?
is a
Oh my
very
goodness.
friendly show. Let's not do that.
Oh, I have to get that in, Dan. I have to say it. It's worth it. It had to be said. So,
Well, since we're talking on books and things, which is always great, I want to jump into something that's not necessarily a book, but book is in the title, because it is September 12th,
Yeah.
right? Yes. So
Yep.
December is right around the corner. Hate to say it, but it is. The Book of Boba Fett is like, it's almost here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I'm just ecstatic, because again, this is something that we didn't know was coming, right? I mean, we didn't. So when it came on screen like a Marvel thing at the end of, The Mandalorian, we're all like, it was just crazy. So hard to think this is happening. Or what are we thinking, especially when it comes to continuity? Any
I'm
concerns
excited.
here?
I'm not concerned one bit. It's cool they have Tamira Morrison playing Boba Fett again. I like seeing him kill Bib Fortuna. I've been waiting for that for years. I thought he was already dead.
A little overweight, but yeah.
I'm really excited about this, and I think this is probably a series that Alan and I will talk a lot about at FanX next week when we're talking about new series, because this is one we know more about than most, and I think it just seems cool. It's one of those things that I don't, who knows how it's going to go, if it's going to be Boba Fett telling stories about himself. I mean, where it's titled The Book of Boba Fett, that's interesting, because it's not just, like Lando or Obi-Wan Kenobi or anything, pretty straightforward. It's the Book of Boba Fett. So I'm really excited about this, and I'm excited we don't have to wait much longer for it. It's a good Christmas present.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
well, probably the book is going to be like he lost his copy of War and Peace.
Oh, I bet that's it, Mark. Yeah.
So
The only complaint I have is this bumped season 3 of Mandalorian back a little ways.
I wouldn't say bump.
Well, how far back? When is season 3? Is it what?
Next year.
I think next
January,
Next year.
February, or are they waiting a full year?
Well, I don't know.
I think they're planning for October, December of 2022, but I could
See, so it bumped it a year, and I was that's the only
I think
disappointed
COVID
thing
bumped
about
everything,
it. I
to be
know.
honest.
Yeah,
I was
COVID
was
bumped
just hoping for season 3 a lot sooner, because
Mhm.
I need more Bo-Katan. So come on.
Oh, who doesn't?
Oh, well,
Who doesn't?
come
Now
on.
you're speaking my language, Alan.
But that doesn't mean she won't show up in the Book of Boba Fett.
Okay, that's fair.
That's true.
That's fair.
She is a Mandalorian. And maybe next year at FanX, we'll just do a panel about Bo-Katan. And we'll just show pictures of her the whole time and talk about how amazing she is.
I'll make sure I reach out to her so she can come be on the panel.
Yeah,
and then
I'm sure
she-
And then you can have leader.
I saw her in person once. That was crazy.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Ryder wants to do an entire panel on redhead leaders in a
Yep,
galaxy far
I
away.
absolutely do.
So you got Emphas Nest, you got Bo-Katan, you got Mon Mothma. Right?
Yep.
Who else
We're
missing?
gonna sneak Obi-Wan Kenobi in there. General Hux.
Oh, Hugs. No, it's
Yeah.
General
I'm
Hugs.
throwing Darth Maul in there. He's got a red head.
Darth Maul's got a red face. Yeah, so it's an unmined, untapped, small, I don't know, piece of Star Wars that we need to discuss more of. And there needs to be some more dental stuff out there too. I think with Dan's comment to start here, I think that shows that that's also important. We had in Solo, there was some sort of dental exam when they were on Kessel, and in The
that's
Mandalorian
true.
season 2, a Bantha got his teeth brushed. So,
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Hold that thought before we get on that whole teeth inspection thing, because it just made me think of something. Sorry.
Just
Hold
what
that
everybody
thought.
tuned in for.
Right? But I want to go back to the Book of Boba Fett. So, anyone else really trying to dissect the title, Book of Boba Fett? I don't know. This is Disney, mind you. So, of course, I'm thinking back to when I was a kid, and you know, when my parents got the Disney Channel and, you know, all the little Disney stuff with the chipmunks, you know, and whenever they would do like some sort of a tale, like a holiday tale, you'd get the book, right? On screen and then it would open up, you know, kind of like how Shrek did that for, yeah. So are we going to get the whole book thing, or is book just a metaphor for something else?
I hadn't thought that far into it.
Sorry.
I'm like Mark. I don't go in with any expectations. I don't go in with anything on my mind.
Though.
And
Title.
Yeah, it's an interesting title. I don't know. That makes me more curious because, like I said, it's not Lando or Obi-Wan Kenobi or Ahsoka or anything like that.
You forget the most important book, Winnie the Pooh. All of those open.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They flipped through it page by page as they told the story. We need to. I mean, that's what you got to do.
I think that would be so cool. Right? There's got to be books in a galaxy far, far away. I mean, you know.
Well, yeah, Ray stole them all from off too.
You know, there wasn't many left at the end of the day, if you think about it, because they had archives and archives, right? In the actual Jedi archives. You know, the ones that are in the restricted section that Anakin couldn't access. Now Rey, you know, here's Rey. She has them. I mean, as the Force goes, I'd be pretty upset over that. I'd be kind of jealous, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Your son gave them to her, but how come he didn't hand them over to Dad? Well, it's a little too late at the time anyway. But anyway, going back to the old teeth inspection thing.
Yeah.
Now, this is really, it has nothing to really do with dental work, but do you think they were looking for the cylinders that the Imperials had they could bite down and...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's another one.
You think they were looking for that?
Mandalorian season 2, wasn't it?
Yeah. Titus. I don't know if that character had a name as an Imperial commander of some kind, but Titus, I know Alan likes him.
Yes, Titus.
Welliver?
Welliver? Yeah, Welliver.
Yeah.
Great actor.
Yeah, he bit down on that. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a dentist that puts those in, I would guess. And hey, sign me up. You know, I don't know.
You don't want that in there.
No, I don't want it in there. I just want to put them in. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What I could be is
don't give it
like
to anybody
DJ.
that needs a bite.
You don't want to be on a side. You just want to make some money.
Well, I mean, yeah. Or you could sign me up as like a rebel spy. I go into the, Imperial Dental Clinic and we start putting these things in there. Come on.
You probably make a good buck doing that.
Yeah.
I think perhaps maybe we're reading too much into the book in the title.
Yeah.
Because The Mandalorian, every episode was called chapter whatever.
Yeah.
That's just like a book. So
or it could be that he had a book on him when he fell in the Sarlacc, and now he has to go after the Jawas to get the book back, and then they'll just do like the Mandalorian sandcrawler climbing chase, but Boba Fett will win this time.
I thought you were going to say that he just read
Garrett.
a book. I thought you were going to say he was reading a book while he was digesting in the Sarlacc's tummy.
Well, you see, it was War and Peace. He was in there a long time, so he had time to read the whole thing.
It's a long book. Yeah.
He read all the classics.
Yeah.
Did he have a mouthful of gauze? Oh wait, sorry, I didn't mean.
That's what I'm going to do to Mark when I see him again. If he doesn't start being nicer to me.
What did I do? What did I do?
It was that comment about how you said you love The Last Jedi. I just can't take any more of that, Mark. That's a joke. I love The Last Jedi.
It was truly incredible.
I love The Last Jedi too.
I
just like to antagonize. Yeah, hey, Garrett's here. Cool.
Hey, Garrett.
And don't worry, we didn't mention any of the stuff that you didn't want us to talk about.
Nope, we didn't talk about that Downton Abbey movie coming out in December.
No.
But talking about, though, important things. So if you're a nerd, yes, it seems like a long time until all this, next season of Mandalorian. But if you're a Star Trek fan also, like there's a new season of Star Trek Discovery in November. And then there's Picard in February. We've got the cartoon Lower Decks on right now. Plus Strange New Worlds. Like they finished production on that. So like, we got a lot of really nerdy stuff. Plus, we don't know when Obi-Wan or Andor are coming out yet, and we know that those are basically they're done shooting.
What about Cassian and K2? That's still due out too.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, Cassian and K2.
Yeah.
The Andor series.
Yeah, the Andor series. Yeah, and Ryder, don't shake your head because. We would rather hear about I'll allow Mark to do all of that rather than hear anything that you want to watch outside of Star Wars nerddom. Okay?
Don't say we because I'm not in that. This is where the divide comes. It's Mark gets to talk about Star Trek. Do I get to talk about
How to mute Ryder. Yep, we need to mute Ryder.
I only can mute Ryder, and I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Don't worry.
Yeah, just don't let him talk about those things, Becca. Sorry, they're not allowed on the Star Wars podcast that
Fine.
Mark and I are present on.
It's fine.
Oh my goodness. So back to Boba Fett. So we're gonna get obviously more Fennec. This is exciting.
Yep.
I love her. She's awesome. I think this is what I want to talk about when I said continuity concerns. So we get to see early young Fennec starting out in the Bad Batch. So, which I think is cool that they started with her in the Mandalorian. Everyone was like, okay, she died in the first season. Okay, everyone got mad. I mean, I was part of that. I was a little upset. I didn't voice it. I'm like, really? You bring her on for one episode and now she's gone. But of course, obviously, we got more of her come season 2. We got a lot of her in the Bad Batch. That was unexpected and very cool. So obviously, we're going to get her in Book of Boba Fett. So does this mean we're going to get more, I don't know, like, I expect history of Boba, but like what kind of history? Are we going to get chain code family history? Like, do we think there's a possibility we're going to see either flashbacks of Omega? Are we going to get older Omega? Is it possible? Or am I way out on a limb with that whole thing? I mean, let's get real. She's definitely his sister.
Everything now that's been coming out with the shows and the books and the comics, like it's all building. So I would not be surprised, but I'm not going to bet on it.
Okay.
But again, I wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen. I think it would be great. I do expect that we're going to get some more history. I wouldn't be disappointed if they didn't do this, but I kind of would be surprised if they didn't. If it's a desert shot, you show the burnt out hulk of the Jabba sail barge. Clearly it's been sitting there for a long time.
Right.
And then there's an explosion and, you see Boba Fett claw his way out, and then Jawas that are already picking apart Jabba's barge just grab his armor. I'm not saying that I want that to happen. I would be surprised if we didn't get that in some respect, just because I'm sure that there are a lot of people that need to see it on screen to accept that it happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So here's my question too, is you've got Fennec and Boba obviously know each other and been around each other. We've seen Fennec in the Bad Batch. Obviously, I mean, there's a 10 to 15 year difference there. So Fennec's really young, I would think, in the Bad Batch. I don't know how much younger, but they've obviously got a history. We know Boba was it Ara Singh for a little while there in the Clone Wars. So could we see a history of when Fennec joined up with Boba, maybe back in his days when he was, running the mercenary track with all the rest of them, with Ara Singh and all of those? I mean, could that be where it all started? I wouldn't mind that history, honestly.
I love where you're going with this because it's something that I've actually thought about, and I think I might have mentioned it to you, Mark. I think Nala Se is going to play a big part in the introduction between Fennec and Boba and Omega. I think it makes sense. She's been trying to keep Omega's entire her entire existence secretive. She knows who she is and she's kept it quiet. Obviously, Prime Minister is gone. We know that. So really, Nala Se is the only one that really knows of her existence other than Crosshair and the rest of the Bad Batch. So so I think that would be an interesting thing to see happen, because we do know that the cloning stuff is about to take place at Mount Tannis. So there's got to be some sort of connection, because like Mark said, they are building. It's like the world building is happening, and I'm all about when things connect. It doesn't have to fully connect. I like when they drop breadcrumbs, those little things that just enhance when you go back now. Like even now, when you go back and watch the prequels, doesn't it seem richer? I mean, it seems different now with everything we got going on with Rebels, the Clone Wars, the Bad Batch, all of that. Now, even the High Republic stuff really enhances everything that you see in the Phantom Menace. It's just awesome.
It's like everything between, so after the prequels were out, the Clone Wars cartoon comes out, and what that does is it fills in what we didn't know between episodes 2 and 3. Then when that gets canceled, they go and they tell the story of Rebels, which kind of fills in between the trilogies. And then there wasn't much between episode 6 and 7 for a long time there. And, then you get episode 9. Of course, you got Palpatine cloned. And now the Mandalorian's getting into cloning. And the Bad Batch is all about the cloners. And so, we're in a period now that we can look at it a little bit with, looking backwards is 2020,
Right.
And you can see that right now we're in sort of a phase that it's tying the trilogies together through this era of storytelling. You've got the clones from the Clone Wars era that is taking place between the trilogies, but it's building towards the Mandalorian, which is there's some weird cloning stuff. And then ultimately Palpatine ends up returning somehow, dark science, cloning. Yeah. And so all of the storytelling we're getting right now, a lot of people are saying, well, once we start to get stuff that sort of takes place in this era, it will make the Rise of Skywalker better. It'll make this era better, just like the Clone Wars made the prequels better. And if you look at the content we're getting, they're already kind of in the midst of that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. We just haven't seen the full arc of the Bad Batch or Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett. But all of that's going to be connected, especially given, like you said, Fennec Shand is the connection between Omega and Boba at this point.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
Or
okay.
Omega.
Does anybody worry that? Okay, so when I was a kid, and when I'm an adult too, I like to sometimes imagine how these gaps are filled in. So I make up stories in my head, myths and fables, whatever. And so does anybody worry that by filling in every single gap, which I hope they don't do, and I don't know that they're planning on that, will take away from some of that, creating things in your imagination?
Yeah.
And I'm just playing a little bit of devil's advocate here by asking that, because I do love what they're doing with everything so far. I can't say there's anything in Star Wars that I haven't disliked. There's nothing in Star Wars that I've disliked. So, but is that a concern for anyone that they could fill in so much that we're just being fed this stuff and not being able to make it up on our own?
So I wouldn't call it a concern for me, but it's interesting you bring that up, because I have thought the same things a couple of times where it's just okay, when is it going to be too much when they're filling in the gaps? And it's funny. I think this ties into my thoughts of what Becca said about enrichment of these items, enriching, the original trilogy and so on and so forth. The other day I was watching Empire Strikes Back, and then again I went to the Symphony Friday night and saw Star Wars: Return of the Jedi in concert, which was really good. But both of them I find myself watching and imagining Hayden Christensen, Anakin's voice instead of James Earl Jones and Vader. And I'm imagining him doing the talking and the mannerisms, and it's all because of the prequels. It enriched it. And then you watch when Luke is having that conversation with Vader saying, I can feel the conflict in you. And I can go back to Lords of the Sith and read the conflict that Vader had within him during that novel. And there were some moments in there where you got some inner dialogue from him. And likewise, you can go to the comics where he had the inner dialogue. And all of a sudden, each of these moments in the movies are suddenly enriched because you've got them in other mediums, whether it be the written word, whether it be the cartoon series or whatever it is. So to the point, Ryder, of what you said, I'm not concerned, but it might be something worth discussion. Yeah. And I'm not concerned because I'm enjoying the enrichment of it altogether and some of the backstory because I think it fits.
Yeah, well, and there's always room for what ifs. I mean, there are authors whose entire careers they started because they were writing their own version of something, their own fanfic. Mm-hmm. And there are fanfic communities built around character pairings and situations that explicitly do not happen in the show and would not happen in the show or the movie, where it's this character is very clearly this and this is where they end up and we know that, but people who do fanfic, they don't care.
Right.
So I don't think it stifles creativity because people like to play around with the idea of characters and people who are creative are always going to find ways to do that. Plus, you give your kid a toy and you could say, well, here's Luke Skywalker and this is Darth Vader and this is how they fought. And your kid's going to go and do 30 things. I don't think it limits it at all. for the creative audience, especially for kids. So
Right.
Yeah, I don't see it as a problem. I do think that some people would probably complain, well, we don't need to fill in every gap. And it's like, but why wouldn't you? Like,
Right.
why wouldn't you?
Well,
Because then there won't be room for anybody to complain, Mark.
And let's take
These
it one.
people and we've got to leave that room.
Let's take it one additional step. This is my last thought on it, and that is, you have new people joining the Star Wars fandom every year, younger people. So while we see this as gap fillers, right? Because we have been watching and a part of this for the last 40 years, right? So we see this as gap fillers. The new fans, the new people coming on board, the youngsters, as you've mentioned, these guys, none of these guys even know what fillers and gaps are right now. They're just starting a story for the first time. So
it's an entry point for them.
Yeah. So if anything, we should be enjoying the fact that new fans are enjoying this from a different view, right? This is fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I say whatever gets fans involved, like my kid, I mean, we talked about our kids and stuff. Whatever gets our kids involved. My kid likes to watch, one of my kids likes to watch The Mandalorian. I mean,
right.
One of my kids has rewatched The Clone Wars several times. I would have to beg them to watch Empire Strikes Back because they don't see it as that exciting. And so whatever gets them involved is great, adults or kids.
Yeah. Well, for me, this oversaturation is what we first called it back when it was announced that Disney, took over and they were going to be coming out with a new trilogy and there'd be a whole new variety of books, and what has come before book-wise was going to be considered legends, and that uproar started and all that, and we went around and we asked each other, okay, do we think it's going to be oversaturated? And for me, it's like, I thought it was just this grand idea of all these new stories, because for so long we thought it was gone. This was it. This is all we had.
True.
So you just worked in that little niche of 6 movies and, the Clone Wars, and then that ended so, quickly. And then we got some on on the Netflix really fast. And then, it was gone. We never thought we were going to get that season 7. I mean, who really thought we were going to get that when it was announced? Seriously. And I know it's animation. When it was announced, I remember I was out in my garden. I was digging. Mike Rondo texted me and he told me we're going to get another season of the Clone Wars, and he sent the trailer or the announcement, whatever. And I cried. I mean, a grown woman in the dirt on my knees crying. I'm like, oh my God, just stuff like that. It's like, I think that's just it, is if it all goes back to like what Mark was saying, the no expectations, because then everything is a gift. All of this, really, honestly, this is a gift. This was never going to happen. Now we have it, and there's so much of it. And honestly, I know I will never, ever have the time to physically consume everything. The video games, all the comics, all of that stuff. And all these other little things that are coming out, all the books, because let's face it. I mean, Tarkin Subshelf does get advanced copies, and that's wonderful, and we are grateful for that. But Mark knows as well as I do, time has become an issue. It's like, okay, well, I really want to read this, but I got to find time because we have a deadline. I mean, the exchange is we read it on them because they provide the book, but we have to provide our review of it, which is a marketing tool for them. I get it. I mean, it is. I mean, all of us that get that opportunity, it is a marketing tool. Right. But again, it's so much and it's coming at you fast and furious that I know I'm missing other things because, well, I have to read this or I have to do this. And the good part, the real positive part is that content is always coming in, right? You'll always have something to talk about on your Star Wars podcast because we have so much. You're not talking about the same thing over and over again. Like, you're not beating it like a dead horse, right? Sorry, but it's true. I mean, there's just so much.
Did you just say Favier?
Yes, he did.
It is the French pronunciation of Fabio.
Or Fabio.
Come on, Ryder.
We're a classy podcast.
I mean, depends if you're northern or southern. I get it.
Han.
So, I mean, Exactly. Marcion Rowe. I like March on Rowe. Marchion because he's marching on. But anyway, everyone says it differently. But yeah, I just don't believe there is such a thing. I mean, some things I do want them to keep special, like not learning exactly how or what species Yoda is. I think that, like, do we really need to know
Nope.
what he is? No. I think keeping certain things like that, keeping us to guess and wonder, I think there has to be, that's what Star Wars is built on. There has to be some wonderment, right?
Yeah.
We have to have something to just wonder what this is, what that means. You can't tell it all.
I feel like I want to be
but-
Jack Nicholson when they want to tell us what Yoda's background is. I want to say, "You can't handle the truth."
It's a great movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, my son and I have been rewatching The Mandalorian the last week or so, and he keeps asking, "Where are Grogu and Yoda from?" Like, I don't know. Well, when are we going to find out?
You know where
I
they're
hope. I hope
from?
never. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tell them they're from the same planet E.T. is from.
Yeah.
That's where they're from.
He doesn't. He wouldn't know who
E.T.
E.T.
played
is.
Yoda. So I would think,
Yeah,
they're from the
that's
same
true.
You have
planet.
failed as a father if he doesn't know who ET is. Come on,
E.T.
writers.
was
Come on.
Kind of creepy to me.
Oh,
as a
come
kid.
on.
You know,
My kids have been asking to watch it, and like,
E.T. is awesome.
it's
Either-
traumatizing.
either he's cute or he's creepy,
Yeah.
and there
Well,
is
that's
no
why
in
he is
between.
cute, 'cause and first of all,
Ow.
okay, thank you, Alan. There is a huge parallel in between the whole E.T. and Din and Grogu. That's how
Yeah.
they even meet. The whole thing,
Yep.
it's the same type of bond. The whole separation is devastating, but they know it's for the best. One has to go with their kind. He belongs with Luke because that's his kind. He's a Jedi. She's like, E.T. needs to go home to his people. It's
Eric
the
says you
same-
got to watch it at least once. Yes,
It's
you have
incredible.
to.
Eric is right.
I've seen ET a million times. My kids have not, and I'm not
How
going to
old
force.
are they
I'm not
now?
going to. Well, they're
They're
16,
teenagers.
16, 13, and 9.
Okay, and they're
So-
not interested.
I don't even know if they know I don't even know if they know it exists. I'm too busy pushing Star Wars and Indiana
Bad
Jones
parenting,
on
Mark,
them.
or
So,
not Mark
Yeah,
Ryder. Sorry,
that's what I
Mark.
said. He's failed. He's
You know,
failed as a dad. That's
come
what I'm
on.
saying right there.
Got it.
they know a lot about Indiana Jones
okay,
and Star Wars.
Okay, that's fair.
You know, I'm trying to think what else I can get them into. You know, the stuff we don't talk about, that we can't talk about on here. Whatever.
Yeah, you don't want to get
And-
like if you've
No,
got
no,
them
you're-
into
yeah,
that
look
and not
in terms
ET.
of
There's a
Dirty
problem.
Fine.
There's a problem if they're on that and not ET. Come on, Ryder.
Okay,
Come on.
Well, one of my sons wants to watch the old He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And
Yes!
Okay, there you go. Transformers.
Yes!
We love Transformers at our house.
Yeah, my son and I have been
G.I. Joe.
watching the Transformers War for Cybertron
Yeah,
trilogy on
bet.
Netflix. That is some good stuff, man.
Right. Yeah.
I own seasons 1 through 4 of Masters of the Universe
Oh, really?
on DVD. Yep, it's worth
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Anyway, we're off topic,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Totally.
Did we have a
But-
topic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a whole document and everything. Did
Yeah.
you miss
Did you
that?
not get the memo?
Did I miss that memo?
All
Did you did you not get the memo? Are we going Dark Knight here now? Did you not get the memo?
Oh, Dark Knight. That's
Right.
also a great movie.
Right, but now, okay, going on the whole movie thing. So Drew Barrymore obviously is in E.T. She's the little girl. I can't
Yeah.
remember the name she plays of her character. Why is it escaping me? But it's funny because within a year time after that came out, I believe she did Firestarter.
Yeah. Yep.
Ah,
Which
Yeah, I
I'm
remember that.
sorry, that's
Yeah.
another good movie. Very creepy. You
I don't
want
know
to
if
see
I've
a
seen
cute
that.
kid play a creepy part right there.
She was Gertie.
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 That's it. Thank
Yeah.
you. Did you look it up or did you know that?
I looked it up.
he looked it
I had
up.
to ask her.
Yeah, well, my ET story is this. It's a movie that I always thought, I'll watch that again someday. So we bought it on VHS for like the probably the 20th anniversary or 15th anniversary. Then it came out on DVD and we bought that. And I'm like, I'll get around to it. I'll watch it again sometime. Then I bought it on Blu-ray
Wow.
for like the 25th anniversary. And like every time I'm just like, this is one you have to own, but I'll watch it again someday. So then of all things, it's on Netflix and I start watching it and I realize within like 2 minutes, I have never seen this movie. And it's incredible to me. Like, how can you go 30 odd years of your life thinking you've watched a movie and then like
Really?
you didn't? Like, there's a mom in it that and there's a brother. I didn't know there was a brother, an older brother in it.
Yep.
And so it's like, clearly my entire memory of that movie was like the award show reels that they show, in this special movie. So yeah. E.T.
By the way,
is
we're
great.
approaching its
Watch.
40th anniversary too. You
I
talk about
know.
40th
That's
anniversary
true.
of
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back. We're approaching 40th anniversary of E.T. And all I got to say is the master himself, John Williams, with another masterful score.
It's amazing. E.T. is.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
like
I think E.T. might be Spielberg's best film.
yeah,
And
probably.
I say this
No.
as somebody who was an adult when I watched it. The score is incredible. And
Yes.
just watch what the camera does from the main character's perspective. You never see an adult face other than his mother until he experiences death. And that's when you see other adults, because he finally sees adults.
Yeah.
He could see his mom because they were experiencing the same pain of the father being gone.
Right.
But he
No,
didn't
that's
see
true.
anybody else until his friend E.T. died.
You've
Just
gone too far on that
Brilliant.
one.
And hello, can we talk about like the Amblin Entertainment icon? Is E.T. and on the bike riding over the through the moon. Like look at how long this has been. Ryder, how did he cross the line? Let's hear it.
Oh, I just think it's not Spielberg's best movie, but I'm not here to be a hater. I'm just trying to give Mark a hard time. It is a good movie. It's a great movie, and it could be his best movie. But I am such an Indiana Jones lover. Those movies are 1, 2, 3, and 4 for me. So, but yeah, E.T.'s good. I just haven't shown it to my kids. I feel like you've made me feel like a failure.
But
So yeah.
Real quick though, and I didn't put this in my notes, and I want to just smack myself because I've got my Darth Vader Halloween stuffy over there with the pumpkin. Yay! October 1st, guys. Okay, come on. Lego Star Wars Terrifying Tales. Come
yes.
on.
Oh, that would be great.
Coming through the graves.
Yep.
I mean, come on.
These are some of my favorite. I have like a bunch of Lego guys right here. I mean, I've always Ahsoka.
Wait a minute.
And I just love, there you go. I love all things Lego, especially Lego Star Wars. I love the Lego games, and I am all in on this. So this is going to be awesome.
I don't have one single Lego set, but the first one I may get.
For shame.
The first one I may get. I was in the store the other day and saw the head bust of Darth Vader Lego set.
Beauty.
And I get bored at work sometimes. I need to just put that together on my desk. It's a $70 set. I was like, oh, I am on that.
Very cool. Yeah, I just ordered the new Advent calendar, Star Wars Advent calendar.
I might pick those
Did
up.
you really?
Yeah.
I want
Yeah,
the
we're
Mario
supposed-
block. There's a question mark block that opens up to be Mario 64 game location.
Nice.
Really?
Super miniature. I don't care how much it is. I'm going to buy it.
This is great.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm excited because again, even Lego. I mean, they've done their own kind of myths and fables and legends through that too, because none of that's considered, quote unquote canon. So I think again, this is just another more opportunity to tell tales, so to speak. And I think this is great.
And that holiday special was so good. So please, more.
The sense of humor in the Lego shows is so good. Freemakers was awesome. I love it. I love the games. I just love how they've set everything up. So really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I'm also excited to get more Lego sets out of this too as well. I think they will definitely take advantage of that. I just find it funny because we talk about our kids and their entry points and how they're still into certain stuff and what Ryder hasn't showed his kids. But anyway, my son, he's my baby, but he is 19 and he is not a baby anymore. 6'3", big guy. It's funny because now that he's working hard, he literally goes out every Friday, buys his own Lego set. And it's funny because, he buys the sets that I'd always be like, you'll be lucky if you're good enough to get that. 'Cause it's like a $200 set, and he goes and buys it. It's his own money, so what am I going to say? But it's just so awesome to see. I mean, he's 19 and he's still carrying on with his passion, and I think it's great because he's one of those kids, when Bad Batch was announced, he said, he goes, I asked for that. That's why we're getting it. I'm like, okay, sure.
Nice.
But because he did tell Dave Filoni in person, I want more clones. Well, so in his opinion, that was for him.
Just have him ask for, peace on earth and goodwill towards men, and then everything will be great.
Yep.
Hopefully, right? All right, guys. I know we're approaching our hour mark because we started at 5:05. So
Yep.
I know you guys got to run. Ryder, do you want to let people know where to find Idiots Array, especially this coming weekend?
Yeah, so at Idiots Array Pod on Twitter, you can follow me at Ryder Waldron DDS, and you can email us at idiotsarraypodcast@gmail.com. And yeah, so follow our Twitter and my Twitter, and don't follow Alan's because he's not on Twitter.
I don't have Twitter.
But
no.
Follow the Idiots Array feed and my feed, and we'll keep you updated on our panels at FanX next week. But it'll be the 16th to 18th, so we'll be there every day and be having a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I love doing these with Alan.
And you
awesome.
you can email our. It's not like I won't read the emails. So you can read. You know, you can send the emails to Idiots Array Pod, and I'll read them.
I mean, Alan deleted his Twitter. He chose.
In fact, it's been almost 2 years next month. So I've been off Twitter for 2 years. But
he's the wise one.
Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, if you're in Salt Lake, drop by FanX. It's fun. Come find us. There's a schedule. You get the app. Find our schedule. Find us. It's a blast. We have a good time. And Ryder and I enjoy with Ryder all the time.
Should be fun.
Ryder, be sure to tag the Pitiful Little Band on Twitter I'll see it. So I can tweet it out then on Tarkin Stop Shelf and Kanana's Castle as well. Okay. I want you guys to get exposure. So we'll do what we can to give you guys a holler and boost that signal.
But by the way, before you do before you do your thing with Target Stop Shelf, can I put in a plug one more time for Star Wars in Concert? If you ever had a chance, wherever you are, for your symphony, your local symphony or orchestra, see Star Wars in Concert. This was my first time ever, and I have listened to the scores countless of times. And when I see it in concert and I can pick out and see each one of the instruments and know their parts and hear their parts for the first time, it's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. So if you ever see Star Wars in Concert come to town and you see it's on the list, go. Do yourselves a favor and go.
Cool.
Well, if it ever comes to Buffalo, I'll go. But but if it ever does, I'll be there because it's something I want to do. Those of you, if you're watching at the bottom there on the banner, there's the Inside Editions link. Go there if you're interested in Star Wars books, or if you like other books, because there's other things there as well. Great stuff, Harry Potter, all that good stuff.
Downton Abbey.
Ryder knows. So use that link. Use that coupon code.
There are 0 days since last incident.
I'm trying to talk over him. But seriously, use that link. Save 35% off your entire order. A portion of that, because we don't believe in Patreon, goes to Tarkin Stop Shelf and the other networks if there's money, which it hasn't been enough yet. Anyway, to keep lights on. But it's keeping Tarkin's lights on. So we appreciate you guys doing that. But the more books you buy, the better it is for all of us here in our little squares, because we're kind of like the Brady Bunch if you look at it. But definitely follow Tarkin Stop Shelf we're on all social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Obviously, we just don't use it. Mark, shame on you. Sorry, I had to blame somebody. Email us at ttspodfeedback@gmail.com. Let us know what you think, or if you think we should be talking about something from one of the books that we've missed, let us know. Also follow Kanana's Castle. I'm going to pop that on here. All the links should be on there. There you go. Should be on the
We miss Devin. We miss you, Devin.
We miss Devin. Yes. Definitely miss Red 5 Mom. But trust me, she is always standing by. Best place to find me is on Twitter at URAngelB. And that's U as a letter U, R, then Angel B. Someone told me they thought I was saying U as in YOU, RARE.
Possibly.
So it's U, the letter U, the letter R, Angel B at on Twitter. So, and Mark, where can they find you? Because you're like, got to tag you.
I'm at Mark E. Suter on Twitter, and that's it.
And that's it.
I'm laughing at the last comment to come through from Fetmatic. Book of Boba Fett is not masterpiece theater.
But what
we don't know that.
We don't know that. We're going to have a book, and it's going to open up, and it's going to be pop-ups.
Gather around the fire, everyone. We're going to read it.
We're little guitar like a banjo. He's going to tell us a story.
He's going to be in a full armor, smoking jacket. He's going to stick a pipe under there.
Sitting in a red chair
the
with the fireplace in the background.
Absolutely.
Tonight, we're going to talk about how I got away from that Sarlacc.
Oh, this has been awesome.
Thank you, Fetmatic. That was awesome. That is a worthy comment to end this show on. That was awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Yeah, thanks.
May the force be with you and good luck at Fanex, guys.
You got
Proud
it.
of you.
Yeah.
Proud of you. All right. Thanks for joining us. See
Thanks,
y'all
everybody.
later. Bye.